As your assets grow, your insurance needs change, and it is vitally important to sit down and make sure you have not only the right policy, but make sure you have the right coverages that are within that policy. For example, as your assets grow, you want to make sure that you don't have an HO1, which is a homeowner's type of policy that has very limited coverages. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles. And let me just give you a quick example. I recently had a prospect call me and want to sit down with me to review her coverage. She had a young family. And recently, she had her best friend come over with their newborn infant. During that visit, the homeowner wanted to share the experience of her dog actually scratching the newborn. And while that newborn was scratched, her best friend left that day, went to the emergency room, and it was just a scratch. It was minor. She then, the following day, followed up and went to an attorney, and then several days later, decided she was going to sue. What ended up happening was the prospect that sat down with me said, "Hey, do I have coverage? I just got this lawsuit." And I said, first and foremost, you have an HO1. She wasn't a client of ours. So I said, do you understand what an HO1 is? And she says, it's homeowners insurance. Yes, but there are different types of homeowners coverages. There's an HO1, there's an HO3, and it continues going up with the more bells and whistles that you have. I said, what you purchased was the least expensive homeowners, which had limited coverages. And in your case, you owned a dog. It does not cover dog scratches or dog bites. So unfortunately, you're going to be on the hook for this claim. You're going to have to hire an attorney and defend this claim. That person did hire an attorney and did settle. The settlement was in excess of $106,000, not including attorney fees in this case. They purchased the least expensive policy, which did not give them the right coverage. So as your assets grow, it is important you sit down and understand what is the guts of your homeowner's policy. What's in there? If you own a dog or an animal, is there coverage for liability in there? For example, on HO1 policies, there are piping and tubes that go to your dishwasher. If those burst and water gets dispersed through there, that type of policy does not cover you. So making sure you have the right coverages is critical. The most important asset to your home is not only your home, but it's also your future income. So make sure you have the right liability policy. Make sure you have the right liability on your homeowners, because without that, you can be caught with your pants down, which would mean you would not have coverage. It would be very costly to your financial future. So make sure you sit down with a licensed independent insurance agent, understand your coverages. It's okay to not buy all the coverages, but it's not okay not to understand your coverages. Know what you're saying no to. So picking an independent insurance agency is very different than looking at a captive agent. A captive agent is like State Farm. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just that when you go to State Farm, you only have State Farm to give you a quote. When you come to an independent agent like our agency, you have multiple options, meaning we have Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Main Street America, multiple carriers. In our case, we have 28 different carriers. So the main difference between an independent agent and a captive agent is we're going to go out and do the shopping for you. You're a one-stop shop for us. You don't have to call 10 different agencies to get 10 different quotes. That is the major difference between a captive agent and an independent insurance agent. The benefits of picking the independent insurance agent is we don't work for any carrier. When you go and do business with State Farm, like I said, I'm not disrespecting them. That agent works for State Farm. That is the carrier. When you do business with our agency, we don't work for any one carrier. We have to do what's right for you, and we have to do what's right for the carrier. So we can't lie, cheat, or steal. But at the end of the day, we are sitting down and working with you to make sure your needs are being covered.